Hello, my name is Eduardo Claro. I'm an Oracle Ace Pro, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install Colima and Docker in an ARM-based MacBook computer in a way that you can run Intel-based x86-64 software in your Docker containers. Just like I mentioned in the previous video about the Oracle Instant Client software, Oracle also doesn't have available yet a version of the Oracle database to run natively in this ARM-based MacBook computer. So you need to run it under emulation, and that's why Colima is necessary. Again, it's just some simple steps you have to follow in order to have it ready to install the Oracle database. Please remember to go to my blog post to see the commands I'm running here and the other references. So what is Colima? Colima is a third-party project that allows users to run Docker containers on Mac OS and Linux. And the most interesting part for us is that it allows you to create the Colima VM using Rosetta emulation that will allow you to have Docker containers running software meant to run natively in Intel-based architecture, just like Oracle database. So when our environment is ready, we will actually have two layers of virtualization. The first one is Colima that will run a VM container, and it will do all the emulation and translation. And the second layer is the Docker itself running just like any other standard installation. The nice thing is that after Colima is up and running, this first layer of virtualization is transparent. You can run Docker commands directly from your host MacBook, and Colima will transfer the commands transparently to the Colima VM for you. Okay, so let's get started. The first software we have to install is Docker. Okay, and in order to do this, we're gonna use Brew, which is the package manager for Mac that we have used previously in the previous video. So in order to install Docker, we are gonna just issue brew install Docker. In my case, I already have it installed, so it's gonna check if I have the latest version, and if I didn't have the latest version, it would upgrade it. But in my case, I already have the latest version, so it's just telling me that I already have the latest version, so nothing to do. And if I want to force a reinstall, I would use brew reinstall Docker. Okay. After installing Docker, there's another package that I have to install, which is Docker Compose. Okay, so the same thing, brew install Docker Compose. Again, I already have it installed, so let's see if there is a new version or nothing to do in my case. Let's see. Okay, in this case, it's saying that there's a new version and it's upgrading to the newer version. Okay, so okay, I have it upgraded to the newest version now, and so this step is finished. So now I have the Docker and the Docker Compose installed. The next step is to install Colima, which will do that first layer of emulation and virtualization, as I explained it before. And again, to install it, it's very simple. Brew install Colima. Again, I already have it installed, so let's just see if I'm in the latest version. I'm not. So it is downloading the latest version and upgrading all the software for me. You see here that it was saying Colima 0.6.7 is already installed, but it's outdated, so it's upgrading it. Okay. Still downloading the software. Okay, it finished. So now we have Colima installed. Now that we have Docker and Colima installed, the next step is to create a Colima virtual machine where the magic will happen. In order to do that, we will need to execute the Colima start statement with the following parameters. So Colima start, and let me specify dash dash arc x86 underscore 64. So I'm saying that the architecture of the virtual machine is going to be Intel based. Then VM type, the type of virtualization is VZ, which is using the native macOS virtualization framework. Then I'm gonna use the VZ dash Rosetta parameter to say that this must runs Rosetta emulation. And then let me use the mount type virtiofs, which is a mount type that allows the virtual machine within Colima to access the macOS file system. And then the last one, memory 4, which is 4 gigabytes. I'm going to put in the description of the video the link to my blog post where all these statements and the parameters are there for you to copy and paste and execute the same thing. Okay, so let me run it. Okay, Colima is already running in my case, so let me, since I have it already, let me delete my virtual machine. Okay, and then you're gonna see all the steps I'm doing just like you are going to do. So now I'm going to start and create a new virtual machine since I deleted the previous one I had. Okay, now it's going to create a virtual machine with all the parameters I have provided. It's gonna take some seconds, probably less than 1 minute. Let's wait and see. And then we'll be ready for the next steps. Let's wait a little bit. After that, I'm gonna show you how to interact with the Colima virtual machine. I have already shown you that if you have already a virtual machine and you want to delete it to start again from scratch, you just issue Colima delete and then you confirm, and it will drop the virtual machine that you have, and you then can create a new one for whatever reason you need it. So in my case, I'm just creating a new one from scratch just to show you the process. Okay, it's still running. Probably just a little bit more. Okay, still waiting it to finish. You see that it is using Docker, right? Okay, still working. I said less than 1 minute, but it's probably gonna take a little bit more than that. Okay, let me pause the video and I'm gonna come back when the installation is finished, just for not to let the video to be very long without any meaningful content. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. After maybe 2 minutes or so, the Colima virtual machine is created and started, and now we are able to continue. So let me show some things about Colima. So if I issue Colima dash dash help, you can see all the commands that you can issue. I issued a delete, and then after I issued a start to create a new Colima virtual machine, right? If you, after you created the Colima virtual machine, if you want to stop it, you just issue Colima stop, and then when you want to start it again, you issue Colima start. I'm not gonna do this in order for not to need to wait it to start again. I can issue a Colima status, and then I can see that it is running. Okay, Colima status, Colima is running, architecture is Intel based x86, and so on, right? The runtime it's using is Docker, the mount type, etc. Okay, if I issue Colima start dash dash help, then I can see all the options to start a virtual machine or create a new one, and then we can see all that options that I explained before, and some more that are available. Okay, another thing that I want to show you is you can connect to the virtual machine. So you issue Colima SSH, and then please note that we are now, the prompt has changed, and if I issue host name, the host name is Colima, okay? And if I issue Docker PS, I can see that the Docker is running inside this Colima virtual machine. Another thing I want to show you is about time zone. So let me show you inside the Docker, the Colima virtual machine, that it is showing 9:22 p.m. But actually I am in the central time, and for me it's 4:22 p.m., not 9:22 p.m., right? Which is UTC time zone probably. So in order for me to change and adjust the time zone, what I need to do is to sudo to root, and then cp. I'm gonna copy the time zone file. Again, it's gonna be in my blog post. So from Chicago, which is central time, Chicago to /etc/time zone, and then export tz equals America/Chicago. Chicago. Okay, and let me see. Date, okay, 4:23. Now the time zone is correct for me. Okay, so that's it for this video and this tutorial. So we have installed Docker, we have installed Colima, and we have created the virtual machine that will allow us through Colima, allow us to run Docker containers with software prepared to run Intel based architecture. We will be able to run it in a Mac OS ARM based architecture. So in the next video and in the next blog post, I'm gonna show you how to download the Oracle 23C, the latest version just released by Oracle, not 23C, sorry, 23AI. So we are going to download it, create a Docker virtual machine, and see that we can connect and run and have it ready for our labs. Okay, so see you the next one. I hope you enjoy it. Bye.